Hey, we're here. All right. So, Jay, just so you know, StreamYard is still doing that thing. So, I don't know what's going on. But look who I found wandering outside. All right. So, the giveaway of the night is Incredible Hulk number 611, I think. But I only have 61 here.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Six.
Let's just see. There's no one who's giving away Hulk 61. That's not right.
Signed by Greg Pak. All right. And tonight's new books, let me see. We've got Vampirella Winter Special, Dynamite Blood Red number 5, Space Ghost number 8 is out on Wednesday.
Finally.
Yeah. Thundercats Valentine's Day Special is out on Wednesday. DuckTales Valentine's Day Special is also out. Let's see. Hercules Volume 1, the Monster Hunter trade paperback is out on Wednesday. And then Gargoyles Darkwing Duck number 2 is out on Wednesday. So those new books of the week, the hashtag for the giveaway. And Jay, you still there?
Yeah. No, Jay. Oh, there
All
it
right,
is.
there it is. All right. The hashtag for the giveaway tonight is hashtag EXP Monday, all lowercase. All right, so hang out. We'll talk a little Super Bowl, a little bit about whatever else comes to mind, as usual. Be right back. Having a good time. All right, we're back. Hey, Robbie, how you doing, bud?
What is up? Happy post-football season, everybody.
What's that? Hold on,
Happy post-football season.
Yes. It was a snooze fest the first 3 quarters, unfortunately. But that's what happens when you have 2 elite defenses. I think there's some I read an article, there was something like 42 between 2 of them, 42 incomplete passes or something like that.
I have a buddy who's at the party Sunday, and he is a massive fan of defense. He is just offended, like on a personal level, when any team scores ever. So he was in 7th heaven. We got to like 9-0, 12-0, and he's just super happy. Meanwhile, the rest of us are like, because
it was kind of boring. No big plays.
I think we generally decided we were going to root for the Seahawks, but nobody had any. Other than the people betting, nobody had skin in the game or anything. So we were sort of watching the game, but, we had cracked open 4 or 5 different – we were doing like an impromptu whiskey tasting. So
no one cared.
Nobody really cared. Eventually, in the 4th quarter, the coffee pot went on, and all of a sudden people started scoring. And I was like, shut that coffee pot off. Look.
So I think 2 things happened. First of all, both defenses played really well. Okay. What was amazing to me was that the Seahawks were rushing 4 most of the game, and they were getting to May, which was amazing. I mean, the whole left side of that O-line just collapsed.
I saw somebody was blaming May, and I'm like, okay, fine. He did not have a good game. Mm-hmm. It's hard to have a good game when someone is on your hip. At all times, at least one Seahawk was John Wick close to him. And that's a little much, man.
I heard he was still suffering from the shoulder problem that he was taking shots for.
Yeah.
So that kind of showed. But even Sam Darnold, he was throwing into very tight windows.
At one point, we started taking a shot every time he would throw into double and triple coverage. And we had 1 or 2 guys that were asleep on the couch by halftime. Because this guy was just like, I don't care how many guys you drop back.
I agree, Alberto. That is a very good point. May is in his 2nd year. Okay, so you know the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks throwing all kinds of looks, all kinds of stunts at him, confusing him with the package. And on top of that, when you're rushing 4 and they're consistently getting to the quarterback, you got a problem. The kid had no time to throw.
Well, this is what I was saying. I'm certainly not saying. First of all, he's young. Second of all, he's hurt. Third of all, he didn't have a great game. Like, I would not argue that with anybody. But again, you put there's like 1,500 pounds a guy between you, and they're only rushing 4. The truth is, he should have had plenty of time to drop back 3 or 5 steps and at least do a quick read. Generally, what he was reading was somebody's hand in his face.
You're right. And I'll say this, easy go lucky, you are correct, but so did Sam. He missed a lot of open receivers. It's hard to throw when you've got the defensive line coming at you constantly. And I gotta say, and Jets fans, forgive me.
In a few cases, May had his offensive line coming back at him in his face. It was like sumo scrimmage.
So let me say this, okay? I think Sam Darnold had an advantage in that he played all those years for the Jets with people rushing into his face. So he had a little more experience when it came to people breathing down your neck and having to dump the ball.
You can even tell when he'd get knocked down by the way he got back up. Like, I've done this a whole bunch of
been
times.
there, done that. And
he
was hit
bounced
almost
onto
every
the
time.
turf, and he would be like,
and Sam was being hit every time. After
Even casual shots the guy was taking by the third quarter. That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
So I know how boring it is, but defensively, it was a pristine game. I mean, both defenses played very well. The Seahawks just came out with a little bit more at those critical moments. And May certainly didn't, that one INT, I don't know where he's thrown to. I mean, the guy, his receiver had run past the route. The safety was just standing there waiting for the ball. That one interception, that was, I mean, he just missed. That was bad.
I think that's very much the case you made. He's 23.
Yeah. And you know
what, his second season?
This reminded me of the 1 year Trent Dilfer playing for the Bucks. That was a defensive game, okay? Or Peyton Manning's Denver Broncos win. Those are defensively strong games. They're not really exciting to watch because you don't get the big plays, you don't get the big offensive, down the field type things. But it was still, I think, a good Super Bowl. I'm glad that Sam Darnold won because his path to this point has been very windy. Very long.
Oh yeah.
So I'm happy he got to put it away and get the ring.
Take his ring. He take his check. He takes his victory lap to retire. I'm good, man.
If he was smart,
I'm going to end it right here, man.
Easy. I agree. He's going to learn a lot. The kid's second year. They were going to throw everything in the kitchen sink. Yeah. Come on. I guess as a fan, it was kind of meh. It's not exciting to watch two defensive powerhouses kind of,
especially from our perspective here, right? We had a group that got together at my buddy's house in LBI, and we had a group that got together down at the Tropicana. And I did not want to do the Atlantic City thing because there's the game. I don't care who wins. Right. Like I said, we generally thought, we hated the Seahawks less, so we wanted them to win, but there's no, this area doesn't really have a lot of Patriot fans. This area doesn't really have a lot of Seahawk fans. So how excited are people here supposed to be? So I already need this game. My expectation level is that this better be a firefight. The over and under ought to be like over 75 here if you want me to be interested in this game. And we're watching, and we talked to a few other people who were at bars or whatever today. Everything was sort of very low key, whether it was in Philly, it was down in Atlantic City, even towards New York. There was one Boston bar in New York that was doing pretty well. And they were kind of like rocking and rolling or whatever a little bit, but it was just a low key thing. The NFL did not have a tremendous, we'll say, narrative year, storytelling year. There wasn't a whole lot of gripping drama, stuff you had to see. And then we get to the Super Bowl, and it's two kind of lower market teams, how much buzz is there really going to be? It's just like,
so CJ,
right.
I think it was competitive. It's just it was such a defensive game. And
yeah, I had a lot of my friends I've seen on social media kind of complaining about it, saying it was boring, it was mad, this kind of stuff. And I didn't watch the entire game. I watched a little bit of the first half, watched the halftime show, and then started watching in the third quarter and just kind of drifted away from it. But like, it's exactly what we've been talking about, even in the weeks leading up to the game. It's two teams that are not like huge, nor were they expected really to make a Super Bowl run. No big stars.
Yeah, you're
no
right.
big stars, not very offensive heavy game. We like to see home runs, not defensive baseball. We like to see touchdowns, not great defense. We like to see slam dunks, that kind of stuff.
I tell everyone to this day, I enjoy hockey. I enjoy going to hockey more than watching hockey. As I've gotten older, I'm less into the going into the city to watch hockey or whatever, or driving an hour and a half to see the Devils. That's a lot. But hockey's defensive nature, the fact that you could tie, the fact that there's like 2-1, 3-1, 3-5, 5-3 scores, that will keep it. And I love hockey. Again, I'm saying this with love for the game. That is why hockey will always be super distant in this country to basketball and football, because basketball has gotten to the point now where it's almost all offense, right? And football needs to be offensive. The old adage of offense sells tickets. You need to be selling a lot of tickets or people are just going to find something else.
So unknown. I don't actually know what you mean by that.
And the Super Bowl commercials weren't even that great.
Yeah, they were definitely
like we were
the
watching.
Best one was the one that would talk to them.
Yeah, we're watching it in one room, and this is, I guess,
I have to admit that commercial had me roll.
Our generation, this is what happens.
The one
right?
figure skater. That was fun.
The whole thing.
I like that.
We're all watching on the big screen. In another part of my buddy's house, he's got a room with a fireplace, smaller screen, and most of the girls are kind of sitting in there. And they're complaining about the commercials. Like, I can hear they're as unhappy with the commercials as we are with the game. They're just like, that's not that funny. The only ooh and ah was, I guess, at some point during the halftime show or whatever, Pedro Pascal shows up. And then there's the little bit with, The Mandalorian. And people were like, oh. None of the movies that were really advertised really made people like, drop that plate and come running to the TV.
Dude, they lost a lot of us when they pretty much came out ahead of time and said there's no Spider-Man or Avengers trailer, right?
Yeah.
That's the missed opportunity right there, man. That's like
they went out of their way to tell you that there was no cool, you've seen all the Avengers Doomsday stuff you're going to see, right? There's no, and the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, I don't know if I'd call that a trailer.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Like a tease.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
That's the kind of thing I expect to see on Instagram pop up. Not and I guess they just decided that was how it was. They feel...
it still boggles my mind that's the next Star Wars movie, y'all. It's just crazy. It's basically a more grandiose version of a series finale. Right, and they're trying to make a big. I don't think that movie's going to do very well for Star Wars, for Lucasfilm at all.
Oh, the Mandalorian and Grogu?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think the
hype train is over for Mandalorian, man. And like I said, it's just basically a series finale. It's not really a movie. I don't know. We'll see.
So Edward,
that's true. There was the He-Man trailer.
So Edward, I know you're disappointed this season, and I believe in the Lions, believe it or not. I think they are on the cusp of getting there. It's so hard to get the Super Bowl. So many things have to go right. The last two seasons, the Lions have been decimated by injury. I know everyone deals with it, but they have been particularly unlucky the last couple of seasons. So is the Niners. So I wouldn't give up on Lions. I think they're almost there. I think if you're a Bills fan, you got to be thinking, what do we got to do to actually get to the Super Bowl and win one? Okay. I mean, that has been tragic. It's even worse than the Lions. At least the Lions, at the end of the season, Super Bowl's on TV. There was never any illusions of, you know, we're going to win the Super Bowl. You're not even in the Super Bowl. But for the Bills fans, man, those are years with what's his name, Jim Kelly. That was rough, man. I mean, you're in it, and every season you lose. Every season. That's, you know, I would have liked to have seen the Bills and Lions in the Super Bowl. That would have been, if it's not going to be the Eagles, to me, that's the ultimate. You know, two teams that have never won it before. What a storyline. Again, I think that Sam Darnold's storyline was awesome. Okay.
Yeah, that was good storytelling. And
weird. We're from Philly. Okay. They're always calling for somebody's head. Okay. I think that.
Oh, yeah. If I don't see some coach in peril, I assume there's a bigger news story out there.
They were talking about Sirianni this season. Okay. Fire Sirianni. Dude, the guy won the Super Bowl last year. What are you talking about? Right? So
everybody wants their scapegoat, especially with professional sports, man. Right?
Yeah, that's true. And they get paid enough money. You know what? Hey. Right. So Marcus, good point.
As I kept reminding
the beginning
people,
of baseball
season report soon.
And I gotta tell you, and you heard it here first. I hope I'm wrong. The Phils, I think we missed our windows. I think last season was a window, and I think we missed it.
Yeah, man, I'm very excited. Now that football is over, we can focus on what really is important, which is the start of the upcoming baseball season and the road to WrestleMania. So
what is it? February 13th?
I have no opinion on the road to WrestleMania. Screw the Yankees, though. I want to say that.
And also the Olympics are going on. I watched me a little bit of luge last night, man. I had fun.
So
man. I love
did I tell you I canceled everything last week? I came home
nice.
one night.
You went through
got
it.
PO'd, everything. Peacock gone. Hulu gone. Disney gone. HBO Max gone. I did, however, keep Netflix.
We're going to have to walk you through everything this year?
Well, no, I have a theory. Okay, so here's the thing. I would never rent movies because I was paying so much in streaming fees. Now, like to rent a movie for like $3.99 or $5.99 seems like it's worth it. So I think I was getting double billed by Disney and Hulu, believe it or not.
I actually have that you always have to watch out for, especially if you jump, turn it on and off or whatever. But I have a buddy that does that actually. He has done the math, and when something comes out he really likes, a movie, he rents it. And if it's something like a really good season of something, like True Detective,
yeah, exactly.
He will wait and he'll buy it on iTunes or whatever.
I think he told me about that. I think that theory works.
And
so
it's $20-something or whatever it is.
And none of the streaming services commit you to a full year or anything like that. So I can rent it for a month and then turn it off again.
I'll tell you right now, 2020, 2021, getting a subscription service for the full year made sense. We're busting out content, especially like Disney. Then all of a sudden, I guess they realized we can't make enough money. We can't keep pace. We can't. Now everything for me,
as much as I pay for
on and off, on and off.
Yeah, it's as much as I used to pay for cable. So what's the point? You know, at this point,
and people are still watching ads. They're still seeing ads on stuff.
The ads, I don't mind that much, but
I told my buddy to watch Taboo because they're going to make more of it. Tom Hardy commented that there's going to be another season of Taboo, and that show is like 7 or 8 years old. Unbelievably, it has to be watched with ads because of licensing nonsense, even if you have the no ads package, because in the small print there's always, there might be exceptions or whatever, most of what you get. And I can't believe it. I'm looking at it and I'm like, are you serious?
Here's the thing. So John Wick is on HBO Max, one of the streaming services, right? But my Roku gets free channels. And there's John Wick on that. Now, it's more like regular TV, and I can't control when it's on or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Certain channels, I can go back and start from scratch, right? But I discovered a lot of the same movies that I'm watching on the streaming services is on the free Roku channels, right? And something called Friendly is $3.99 a month. I refuse to pay what I've been paying. I was shocked to see how much I was paying. Between HBO Max, which was $16-17 a month, then the Hulu Disney package, which I gotta tell you, I watched the least, was like 36.
Yeah, Hulu, Disney, and ESPN. I've lost track of how much that actually costs. I think it's like $34.95 a month for all three.
Right. So, NBC is streaming the Winter Olympics almost nonstop. So, what do I need Peacock for? Right.
Well, if you have Amazon Prime, you scroll through that, and
So,
it's like you can watch these select Olympic events.
The two I kept was Netflix, because I'm only paying like $8 and some change a month, which isn't horrible, and it has a lot of international movies which I watch. And then Amazon Prime, because I have Prime for just this
delivery,
yeah, the free shipping.
That's how you guys get all your comics. Rex just sends them out here.
So
Amazon,
this way, I just got pissed off one night, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm canceling everything. And then how they ended up on my Facebook stream, my feed, I have no idea. Like, they knew I canceled.
That's probably how.
And so all of a sudden, Peacock's come up on my Facebook stream, all this stuff. But right now, I'm just gonna wait. So HBO Max, until you give me another season of Dune, okay, I'm not signing up again. They did have the new Game of Thrones series.
Oh, Kingdom of the Seven something?
Yeah, so I started watching that. So I'm kind of into that, but not enough.
The thing about those episodes is they're short.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
They're like 25, 30, 35 minutes or whatever, and that's sort of...
So I'm kind of enjoying that. I've watched I still have a few more days before they shut me off, because once you cancel, it waits until the next billing cycle. So, but yeah, I was amazed at how much I was paying. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Night of the Seven Realms. That's right. Thank you, Marcus.
I have very good luck with Apple TV, because I get Apple TV through Verizon. And I get it for a certain period of time, and then they expect me to either pay for it or pay more for it. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
So I have Verizon too.
Will you take it for a little bit more? Will you take it for a little bit less? I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, at some point they'll stop offering me, but apparently if you just, I don't know if you have to have an Apple. I don't know what the deal is, but apparently you have to pay like $11 a month for Apple TV.
It's not bad.
I don't think that's a bad price. I know everybody remembers when it was
I figure after enough time they'll start throwing like stuff in me. Barlow, get 3 months for free.
For All Mankind is a good show. I like that show a lot.
Using a Pearl's address and then phone number like I do.
I mean, Apple TV has things.
So, Marvel fan, I have one question. Night of the Seven Kingdoms comes out on what day? That I haven't figured out yet.
Do we have to go to break?
Probably. We'll go a couple more minutes.
For All Mankind is a really good show. Apple TV has some things that are very, there's particular things that are good shows.
And you know what? I'm a Star Trek fan, so maybe Paramount Plus. So it just
Paramount Plus is a good value. I think it's $13.99 a month, but you get CBS, you get Paramount. If you like the old Ren and Stimpy type cartoons, all that stuff is on there.
So
Twilight Zone is on there.
Yeah, I found I was watching the free channels more than anything else. Yeah, on Roku. So I'm like, why am I paying for all this stuff? On rare occasions, I would flip back and do that. Some of the best movies I saw were on the free Roku.
We have a buddy who, like a lot of guys our age, is getting divorced. And, it's not going well for him. So he's got to cut a lot of costs. Right. So I opened my phone and I showed him stuff like...
Tubi. Yes.
Tubi. Stuff like Tubi. He's a big horror fan. I'm like, if you are a horror fan and you can, tolerate ads, you should be watching
I'm already
Tubi.
Watching ads because I have the cheap version, or I did, of HBO Max, Peacock. So I'm watching ads anyway.
Then you might as well do that. That's absolutely right. If you can watch it with ads, to me, it's just at that point I get annoyed because I'm paying. If I'm paying you money, don't show me ads, or I'll just watch it for free somewhere. I'm like all or nothing. I'm not reasonable.
I'm so old that ads do not really
sign up for a free trial using Nick's info.
Yeah, sure way to end up on the unemployment line. So. For me,
then you'll have plenty of time to catch up on all that stuff you haven't watched.
I just couldn't pay for it. So I have no problem watching ads. I grew up with ads, The fact that I have some freedom to watch a show that I want to watch when I want to watch it, I can put up with the ads. My daughter, her generation, they can't stand the ads. So
I really am. I'm almost like a millennial. The ads come and my eyes just glaze over.
I have a buddy who shares with his daughter, his son. They kind of share. So each one pays for 1 or 2 streaming services. And the son said, "Oh, I got to get the one without ads." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "I don't."
Well, certain things. Have you ever seen what YouTube looks like without ads? To me, if you don't have YouTube Premium, it's almost unwatchable.
Yeah, it's YouTube Premium is where it's at. That to me is the highest value.
Yeah,
I guess I'm just on YouTube all the time, and it saves you so much time to not have to go through so many ads, man.
See, I don't pay for YouTube, but maybe I will now. Who knows?
Well, like Nick is, and I don't think this is like letting out a secret or anything. Nick is a big YouTube viewer. Like Nick loves YouTube. He has all these different kind of shows he subscribes to. Blah, blah. YouTube Premium is what, like $15 a month or something.
And they have movies and stuff.
A buddy of mine says, "Oh, look at this video," and he sends us a link to. And half the people that don't have YouTube Premium are like, "I can't even get to the video before you're showing me an ad."
So
I'm like, "Hold on a second. You're showing me an ad before you open the video?" No.
So I will say this. So the Roku free channels, sometimes there is one part of the ads that makes me nuts. I don't mind watching the same ad over and over again, but they must run out of people who are advertising. So you get this elevator music with the channel logo that goes on for like 2 minutes to fill that time that it should have been an ad. And that makes me a little crazy. Okay. But I can live with that. It's free. So I can live with it for sure. But other than that, I have not kept on with, all of a sudden I can't remember the name. The series with Walter Goggins.
Oh, Fallout.
I have not been. Third episode I made midway through, and I have not been able to pick it up since. I don't know. I'm not sure why. It just feels like this season was kind of dragging. My bud says it picks up, but I've not been able to return to it. Not sure why. So other than that, Super Bowl was on TV, NBC. As I said, the Winter Olympics has been on nothing but NBC. Unknown, is it worth watching season 2? I mean, I just felt like when they put the ghoul in the armor, they kind of lost me. I'm just like, this is stupid. Why would they put the ghoul in there? So yeah, that kind of lost me there. But all right, so we're gonna go to our first break right now. We'll be back and we'll do shout outs and then we'll do some books.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance, a song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
That'd be really great, thanks.
Is if you get
We're back.
we're back.
So
Paramount
John is
Plus-
advising.
No, Paramount Plus, especially if you get it through Amazon.
Well, I'm going to find
It's
out.
$1 less a month.
I'm going to find out what I can get on Verizon through my deal.
People forget. I tell the people the first thing you should do if you have Verizon is download the Verizon apps for security and for you're paying for that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's do shout outs real quick.
Yeah, buddy of mine got HBO Max and he got like 3 months free when he signed up for like the year. So he got 15 months and paid for 12. That made sense.
All right, so Preston in the house. What's happening, bud? Easy Go Lucky, CJ, Marvel fan. What's happening, bud? Alberto, of course. Let's see. Who am I missing here? Wilson now.
Yeah, and that's sorry, man. Eddie had an account. That's just awful. That's starting to happen too. And I think this is part of a problem with I don't think anybody is running things at Facebook. I think
Space Case, what's up?
I think Meta is just all AI now. So if all of a sudden one day your account gets shut off because of some weird hiccup or glitch or sunspot or something, there's literally no one you can talk to unless you get verified and pay for it. Then the payment guarantees you a person to talk to.
I'm getting sick of those guys. Okay. They, the Elon Musks.
Well,
the
AI has gotten so bad now.
Jeff Bezos.
There's a social media platform for AI. There's
I saw
1.6
that.
million
Yeah, I
different
saw
AI
that.
accounts, and people can observe, but people can't comment. It's literally like Grok talking to ChatGPT. And we saw this and we thought it was made up. This was late Friday night when I went down the store.
Weird. What's going on?
Sure
bud?
enough, my buddy flies open his iPad. He checks. It's a real
Unknown.
thing.
Yeah, I know. They're pissing me off because they're causing our utility bills to go up. Okay, because they are tenants. What's happening, bud?
For me, it's the water. The fact that
The
they're
water?
going,
Yeah.
The fact that they're going to divert water from towns for processors or whatever. We
They're
are way
paying
off.
for that off far back. That's a problem I have with it. And then they're trying to escape taxes. Okay. When you look at Elon Musk and he's paying about 4% of his earnings this year, the taxes, and the rest of us pay a hell of a lot more. I got a problem with that. And then he's whining. The only reason I know it's 4% is because he posted it, trying to gain sympathy. Okay.
Oh,
Are
yeah,
you joking me?
He was like, "Oh, please, I feel bad. Please feel bad for me." I'm like, dude,
Corey, what's up, bud? Yeah, I am sick of
those
these guys.
people are too stupid to read the room and realize they should lay low. Right? They
You
remind
think,
me of the
right?
people right before the French Revolution.
You're laying people off left and right.
Let them eat
Okay.
cake. Well,
Tens
that didn't
of
work out for those
thousands.
people.
You're laying off. Okay. So listen. If Facebook cut me off for some reason, I don't care. Okay, I'll just stop reading it because there's nothing really worthwhile to read on Facebook anymore. It's all depressing. Okay.
Well, again, the problem is there's no safeguards. Occasionally, you can find a group or a room where the admin will be like, "Yeah, we're just not going to have any of this nonsense here." But most groups aren't. Most groups just want numbers because the creator of the group wants money from Meta. I get it. I understand.
That's what's happening, bud. Go ahead.
Like when a Facebook group has 700,000-800,000 a million people, and it's literally no better than Facebook. I see the most objectionable content, horrible things just posted out there. I'm super picky with what I do now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
logged out of stuff like Twitter and Instagram. Instagram was kind of okay one day, and then all of a sudden, I guess I didn't log in for a while, and now it's just endless influencer videos and ads and people trying to convince you that they're having a better life than you are, and I'm like, who are you trying to convince?
Yeah, there's nothing positive or redeeming about social media.
Post pictures with them and their families at a ball game. Took my kid to his first game today.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool content to see. Now I see a bunch of influencers who ran into the luxury box for like 90 seconds and got pictures and then got kicked out by security and back down to their, upper deck seat.
I've watched Becky. What's happening? I watch pet videos. I watch.
I know, Eddie. I really hope that Halloween group doesn't disappear. We start gearing up for our meme war every year with Halloween and Christmas. We have a lot of fun with that.
So I do look at food videos. About more or less. I guess for me, it's when that thing that happened in the South Jersey food scene.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm like, are you serious?
Literally, someone from Congress had to contact Meta and say, get this turned back on because it is a community service group for like hundreds and hundreds of businesses across South Jersey. It was some advocacy group. It was a member of Congress, and it was an assemblywoman from Middlesex County.
Do they know who was responsible for getting it turned off?
These decisions, this is what I'm saying. There's no person that made that decision. There's some weird mix of reports and this and that and clicks and whatever, and somebody decides to shut it off. And it's a group talking about food. And it's like, oh, you violated community standards. With what, a burrito? And there's no explanation. There's not even an apology. It's just turned back on and a notification that it's turned back on.
Yeah, I know it's weird. I don't know what happened there either.
The truth is, South Jersey food scene has been a lot of fun. But if it hadn't been turned back on, I'd have been just fine.
Yeah, I know you're saying.
I'd have been just fine.
Yeah, it's become ridiculous. I don't post anything political. It's softball oriented, and that's about it. Happy birthday to people, things of that nature. If it disappears tomorrow, it's no big deal to me. Okay, I will survive just fine.
There's so many other options out there now. Like I see people, they shoot over to like Blue Sky, and they're just like, I go to Blue Sky, I open Blue Sky, I scroll for a little bit, I post, I read, I'm done for the day. And I think that's originally what social media was supposed to be. Unfortunately, now all these things, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, they've sort of gotten too deep into your everyday routine.
Yeah.
There are people who are literally like, I'm not going outside to have a drink with a buddy because it will interrupt my scrolling time. Maybe it's a generational thing, but
let's see.
I
got to be honest with you. Okay. All right. And I'm not making a judgment on the Bad Bunny halftime show. All I can tell you about the halftime show was the worst was Black Eyed Peas. Okay. Because we discovered that Fergie could not carry a note in a bag. Okay, it was all auto-tune. Every release they had, she was awful. The best one had to be Prince. Sing in the Rain. I mean, that was fantastic.
Prince is the best one.
The most interesting was the wardrobe malfunction, which destroyed Jan Jackson's career.
That was just silly. Like, what? Like, if that happened today, nobody would care.
Yeah, exactly.
I think about that. Like, what?
But 13 minutes. If you are watching the Super Bowl and you are bent out of shape over the halftime show,
4 or 5 hours,
okay, you're there for the wrong reasons. Okay, I'm there.
I enjoyed the halftime show. I really did. I'm not familiar with Bad Bunny's music or anything, but I liked seeing Ricky Martin. That was so cool. And I was at work today.
Got popped up.
I was at work today, and I was like, "Hey guys, we were talking about it at work, and I was like, "Hey man, I thought it was cool." And Ricky Martin showed up, and all these kids were like, "Who's Ricky Martin?"
So
Like,
the
man,
only
yeah.
ones that I remember that made an impression was, of course, Prince, who I was a huge fan. Man was a genius. Maroon 5 was pretty bad too. You know,
Maroon 5 was not good.
Levine,
man.
keep your shirt on. No reason to take it off, bud. Okay. Let me. I'm trying to think who else. Paul McCartney was okay. The Who, man, they did not know what they were doing. They did not even practice or rehearse.
The problem with Paul McCartney is, if you are a Paul McCartney fan, you are a Beatles fan. Those days are long past.
The one with Eminem in it, that was cool. I enjoyed that. That was Kendrick Lamar.
I think Kendrick Lamar.
But I remember Eminem. I remember 6 Mile.
The
But
Jack,
other than that-
Jack White one's really good. I remember the Jack White one. That one's really good, and I like
my
the Weekend one a lot.
See, it's hard when they're talking about these halftime shows. It's really hard to top Prince.
Yes,
I don't know if you can try to get to that level.
But it literally rained while it's never rained during a
Yes.
Super Bowl halftime show, and it rains while he starts doing Purple Rain. Dude, it's just like,
yeah, that was like God reached down. He was. I remember I knew who he was, but didn't really listen to his music until I was in college, and me and a whole bunch of friends went to watch Purple Rain. All right, no, I'm sorry, I was in high school when I watched that, and then we went to the Purple Rain concert when I was in college, and after that, I became a huge fan because he was one of the few singers, musicians, where you couldn't tell the difference. It was in the movie, it was on a soundtrack, or it was live. The man was just an absolute genius. And when I found out the number of songs that he wrote, it was absolutely amazing. What was upsetting to me is I'm used to, after the Super Bowl, reading about everything that happened in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like about Drake May and, 42 incomplete passes.
Oh, yeah.
And everything I found this morning was about the halftime show. 13 minutes. Are you kidding me? That's not what they do it for. And I realize the NFL are called what they are. Okay.
For people that have host real
They're in
Super
it for the
Bowl
money.
parties, you don't get to watch the show because you're pulling the wings, you're plating the food. You are not idea
You're
of
cooking. I mean, usually I'm never the guy
you're
cooking.
hosting
I'm
a
the
Super
guy
Bowl
eating.
party.
I'm never doing that. And if I'm hosting, I'm ordering trays from somebody like you who's made them, and I just have to take the cellophane off. But no, everything was about that. I mean, this morning, and that I'm like, are you serious? If you can't put up with Bad Bunny for 13 minutes, whether you like the music or not, then you got problems, man. I'm sorry.
You could also just do something else during halftime.
Watch the Puppy Bowl.
Like go to the bathroom.
It's puppy.
I don't know. Grab more food.
Go to the bathroom, go get some more food, go take a walk around the block, all that kind of stuff, man. Who cares?
Well, not here, dude. It was too cold.
I think this is a thing where it's more performative than anything else.
My daughter wanted me to go to her place for the Super Bowl, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Do you want to sell a comic book or something before we go to bed?
Yeah, maybe. I'm like, no, I don't think so. It's too cold out. I'm not leaving. Yesterday, I was not moving anywhere.
But he's right, though. Preston's right. Back in the day, halftime, you would do a Wawa run.
Or something, yeah.
This is before everybody was pre-ordering food and the apps and all this other stuff. You would make the list. And
there'd be a card game going on. Or beer drinking or something.
Yeah, someone's got to make that beer run, Oh, man, we drank more than we thought in that first half.
I was going to say that
I only went to parties where they bought plenty of beer. No one had to make a run. Maybe pizza. Okay,
you mean
wings.
someone like me would bring half a keg? Yes, you're right.
Yeah, that's the kind of party I go to. But
nice.
It's weird. Well, we got to break the record, dude.
We should just skip comics today because they don't really buy enough anyway.
Well, actually, the last few shows without you here have been pretty healthy. There are a few books.
I'll go, man.
No, are you kidding me? I love having you here, man. No, and I gotta get some Dynamite books
shore early.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. The freezing cold shore.
Actually,
You're not doing anything but sitting in the place.
Actually, my buddy has 2 nice fireplaces in his house, and it was when I texted you, I was telling somebody, Rex is my buddy because I got to tell you, we're pretty comfortable here. Like I made breakfast for everybody, and then we were just sitting in front of the fireplace.
Let's tell me, I would have driven down to you. But
we hit over 70 degrees today where I'm at. That's awesome. This weekend has been beautiful.
For 3 days, we don't get to 70.
Dude, it was so cold yesterday with the wind. So I went out. My daughter had she works with a town travel team every Sunday to run their winter workouts. So if I don't have my own team, and we had a college coach running practice, so I didn't show up. So I went to see her. I got to tell you, after I got back in my car, drove home, I stopped at K-Town. I got the teppanyaki cheesesteak.
Oh, I like that.
And I got the wingdings. I don't know what the difference is.
Oh, are they the boneless ones or something?
No, they're just smaller, I guess. They're fried with,
At one point, he had like 3 different versions of wings.
Because I wanted 6, but the wings only come in 10s or more.
Yeah.
So the wingdings came in 6, so I got that. Just sat there and ate, watched the Super Bowl pregame show.
He does a great job with wings, and I'll tell you where else you can get wings that are really good. People don't talk about Bontai in Mount Laurel over by Dearborn Circle.
See, I was so cold yesterday.
Yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I know this place is near my house, but beyond that, the parking is really easy. So I can park and just walk maybe 25 yards to the door.
You live real close to my friend Natasha, who did the same thing. People were telling her where to get food. She went over to like Angelo's and got sandwiches.
Yeah, I just did not want to. I did not want to leave the house. My daughter had her fiance call me. He's like, "Hey, you want to come over to our place for the Super Bowl?"
No.
And if it were 40, even 30, I would have gone. Okay, but I'm like, no, thank you though. But no, it is too cold. It was what? The real feel was -10.
I don't know what it was here in Mount Laurel, but out on Long Beach Island, the real feel was like -4 through most of the day.
I think it was -10.
And
it was
at some
crazy.
point, somebody's like, "Oh, we should go get decaf coffee," and I'm like, "I don't drink decaf, so I don't care. I'm not going." "Oh, well, you have to move your car." I'm like, "Well, then you're gonna have to take an Uber because I'm not going out to move my car."
You hear the keys, so you move it.
That's the other thing I did. I said, throw my jacket in the hallway. Go.
Dude, I didn't even want to get into the car to warm it up. So the problem is, yes, I've thought about getting a remote starter, but the problem is I have a stick, and when I park the car, I always have it in first.
Yeah.
How would you remote start that? You can't, because if it's in gear and you start it with the clutch out, not pushed down, it'll stall. So I don't understand how they would do it. There must be a way, but you have to put it in neutral.
One of my buddies has a vintage Porsche, and he only takes it out about 10 or 12 times a year. For some reason, he decided to drive it up to Long Beach Island from where he lived.
Well, you have to warm that bad boy up.
And
Sorry.
we were watching as the combination of ocean spray, because my buddy's house is right on the water.
Right, so much
ocean
wind.
spray, snow, ice, and I'm looking at him.
You guys were getting gusts like up to 50.
And I'm like, dude, what are you doing with this car? I thought it'd be fun to take it out.
Why? You gonna put the roof down?
It's a 1978 Porsche 928S.
Oh, dude.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
In July, maybe you take it out. But, dude, that is
We just laughed. We just all looked and laughed like, all right, man.
So, it's below low 60s. You're lucky, Becky. We got it all here. So it has been freezing. I did not even want to go out.
Well, this is why people go south. I mean, honestly, this is why Florida is filled with so many New York and New Jersey people.
But it wouldn't have helped.
They tapped out after 30
But it wouldn't have
years.
helped. It was so there's the colleges started. Opening day was Friday, I think. So teams in the Northeast go down south. So I have a bunch of girls that I used to coach in college, playing in the Carolinas. Dude, it was 35 degrees at game time. So it wasn't any warmer there. Well, it was warmer, but not really warmer. Dan Art, what's happening? Welcome. All right, so we're gonna all right, so let me do the giveaway one more time. The giveaway of the night is Incredible Hulk number 611, signed by Greg Pak. All you have to do to enter is the hashtag is EXP Monday, all lowercase. You only need to throw it up once in chat, and we will do drawing towards the end of the show. All right, so let's get these two things out of the way. As always, we have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher, so a $40 retail or higher, and as always, we have for $5. A thank you to the group. Then the Dynamic Forces mystery box. Best deal we've ever had on the show. 2 CGC 9.8s or 2 metal covers or one of each. Up to you.
This is really, I was looking at this one day and I was thinking, I'm thinking of what we have and what that deal is. And I'm like,
yeah, right. All right. And on top of that, you get 1 virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guaranteed. We normally do it for $85. I'm going to do it for $70 again. So.
For all those people that would spent the Super Bowl on the phone with BetMGM, here's the nice price for you.
Here's the MGM price for you. New record, well done.
You're welcome, everybody.
Hell, we could talk the whole 2 hours, me and John. Easy. Oh, and Robbie, the movie of the night is Gattaca. Is that correct?
Gattaca, yeah.
Yeah, we're continuing our sci-fi fest with Gattaca.
I remember because that was a movie I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's a good movie that not a lot of people have heard about nowadays, and it's definitely one that I'm excited to have a conversation with. I think about half of our panel have never seen it before, so it's gonna be awesome.
See, that's when it's good when people are seeing it for the first time. I'll tell you what they did. One day, Robbie posted they were watching the original Day the Earth Stood Still. I literally, and this is almost like a Pavlov thing. I'm scrolling. Robbie comes up and he's like, "Hey, tonight, y'all, we're watching The Day the Earth Stood Still." I literally swiped over for Facebook. I went over to whatever app I own The Day the Earth Stood Still on. I think I have it on Apple TV or something. I got it for like $5.99. I hit it. I hit play. I hit it on my phone. It starts on the TV, and I scroll back and keep going to look at. And it was just playing. It's one of those movies where some of the themes are timeless for sci-fi, which isn't always. Sometimes you're watching something from sci-fi and you're like, oh man, this didn't hold up well. But there's something about that movie. There's a couple others too, but that movie in particular held up really well.
So on Saturday, I guess, I watched one of the free channels on Roku, Artificial Intelligence by Spielberg, which I thought was fitting.
Is that the one with the little kid?
Yes.
Yeah, Haley Joel Osment or whatever his name is from Sixth Sense. Yeah, that was
Thomas.
I thought about it because
developed by Stanley Kubrick, and then he passed away, and Spielberg kind of took over that movie.
Yeah,
I don't think that movie's that great, to be honest with you. I would be very interested to see what the Kubrick version would have been like, though.
Probably darker, I would think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you think, right? All right, let's go to our second break. We'll be right back and hang out. We're having a good time here, guys.
Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here. To be doing anything, the fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience. Hey, did you know that you're invited to an art gala? No, I mean the fun kind. It's SketchUp with Mog and Mel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us.
Featured guests talk about their new projects.
So it takes place in this fantasy world where the world has kind of lost its stories.
And life as an artist.
The hope was that you could make some amount of money when you exited art school.
While the ever-changing artist panel draws new works live in front of your eyes.
Oh, I like that. Working on the
And they're
shadow.
sexy. Sex, dude.
You still got a little bit of time.
Ooh, Phil, that's dope, dude.
Sketch Up with Mog and Mel, Thursday nights. Part of the experience.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below. Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there too.
All right, we're back. That's really annoying, Jay. I don't know if you get it on your end.
No, they're playing for me.
Playing for
weird.
me too.
Something on maybe it's something with my computer. I don't know. I have to ask IT. It's been doing it since last week, I think. All right, so I see Jay says the first CCA is fire. It really is. Detective Comics number 1027 with Batman cover sketch by new artist Ian Wallace. Suggested retail $149.99. We have for $65. I'll do it for $50 as a new artist special. But it has kind of a Neil Adams almost kind of look to it, I think. What would you say, Rob?
I could vibe with that. There's something in the jaw that makes me think of Jim Lee just a little bit too.
There you go.
Yeah.
Better example. I agree.
What's cool is that you don't see the ears on Batman, so if you want to, you can also pretend this is Space Ghost. So.
All right. So then we have Silverhawks number 1 cover sketch by Jessica Ford. I've seen her stuff in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jessica Court in a while. Plus, it's Silverhawk. It's Silverhawks. I'm a big fan of this one. This is a Steelheart. Really, really cool character. I like this one a lot. I think this might be my favorite sketch cover we've had in quite a while.
All right, I'm going to do 50 for all sketch covers as a welcome Ian Wallace to the fold. So all sketch covers tonight are $50.
Wow, this one's really good.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
The time to pester Jessica about doing a Thunderhawks cover.
Well, maybe we'll do commissions again. So they're all up for it.
Should I speak to the art director? Text him directly. He said he's glad to always get my suggestions in text.
He lies.
He did lie. He totally lies.
He totally lies. All right, Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman, number 1 with Wonder Woman cover sketch gallery by Tracy Medina.
I saw when she was
all the
doing
iterations.
This was really cool. Her and I talked a little bit a while back when she posted this as a WIP, and I was like, "This is neat. This is really neat."
All right, so suggested retail of $149.99. We had 65. I lowered all sketch covers to 50.
Yeah, Alberto, this is very cool that they sort of, like the different versions of Wonder Woman over the years. I like that.
So tune in Wednesday. I want to touch base with Jessica and a few other artists. And yeah, maybe we'll do commissions on Wednesday. All right, how's that sound? All right. Then we have Null number 1 with Red Skull versus Captain America, cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza.
I love seeing Null with like Marvel Age energy. You know what I mean? I love that. I love when you get artists who kind of do like more of a throwback style or whatever. And
Yeah,
then
this
they do
seems like it's like a Kirby homage or something, right?
That's what I was going to say. It's very Kirby-esque to me. Like, you know, if Kirby had done Null or so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
All right. So suggested retail of $149.99. We had the 65. I lowered that to 50. Then Toxic Avenger #1 with Toxic Avenger cover sketch by Will Torres and Joconda Hernandez. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for 50. What's up, Brian?
This one's great too. This is really good.
All right, so brought these back. I have 2 left. Alberto took the 1 set. The Terminator Metal #1 premium metal cover by Ivan Tao.
Yikes!
We have this for 100. And then Terminator Metal #2 premium metal cover by Paulo Antiga. And we have this for 100 as well. And then Terminator Metal #3. I'm not sure, Alberto. I'll find out though.
Where are the liquid metal covers?
Like my phone. That update really screwed up my phone. Also by Paulo Antiga. If you buy all 3, I'm gonna give you the same deal I gave Alberto. All 3 for $225.
You too can get Alberto pricing.
All right, here we go. All right, so last time I'm gonna have this up, and then I have to return it. Brian Sanderson, White Sand graphic novel, hardcover. This is the deluxe version with the slipcover. Got this for $200. I'm gonna make this $175 time. Hey Tom, what's up, bud? All right, so then Vampirella 50th anniversary deluxe ultra premium Dynamite box topper. Two card set, comes sealed, and I had it 35. I will let these go at 25.
Wow.
All right. Then also from last week, Amazing Spider-Man #55, Michael Cho variant. Got this one for 10. I'll make this 8. What the heck?
I love Michael Cho's retro classic style. Reminds me of people like Steve Rude, Mike Allred, artists like that.
All right. Then Thundar the Barbarian #1. It is a set. Comes with the trade dress and virgin covers. The sets are limited to 250, and I have the set for 35. So both books for 35.
The response for this book at my shop has been tremendous. People, the sell-through has been really well, and then a lot of people adding after the fact, which is always a good sign. People really responded well.
All right. Then we have Iron Man #1, Scotty Young variant. I have this one for 5.
You know,
So
Josh
Scotty
Williamson's on. I'm sorry, Josh Williamson's on Iron Man now. He's a solid writer. I'm happy to have a top tier talent back on Iron Man. I love this book, and this is the first of many Scotty Young covers that are going to connect. So you don't want to miss out on issue #1. So you can get them all. It's going to be really cool.
All right. Then we have.
I'm glad to see him doing this. For a little while, there was a little bit of like it almost seemed like a lull. That might be too strong a word, but you know, I'm glad to see this.
All right. Then we have Magic and Colossus #1, 125 ratio by Jacopo Camagni. I don't know how to pronounce his name. So anyone want to help me? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have not read this.
All right.
Unfortunately, neither of
15.
these two characters are like big sort of. I mean, I don't have a problem with them, but it's not like they make you run out to the store. This I always talk about this. No, it's not Topo Gigio. That's hysterical, CJ. I thought the same thing. This I'll tell you what Magic and Colossus reminds me of. This is the kind of thing that comes out and it's doing really well. It's well received. And then Robbie will mention it someday. He'll be like, "You read that, right?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." And he's like, "I read it and it's really good." And I wind up and I go back reading it, days, weeks, months later from when he said it. And Robbie, the truth is, Robbie's never steered me wrong. When he said that he read things that I might pass on, I was always glad that I was like, "Cool, thanks, bro, appreciate it."
Well, he can steer you wrong in terms of restaurants. So I hear that Bahama Breeze is closing up, my friend.
Yeah, they're Dark is giving up the ghost on Bahama Breeze.
They said that they're closing them all, I believe, in April, right? And I'll be in Orlando for MegaCon in March. So I think we got to have one final trip is what we're going to do, man.
Ours is closing in March because of a lease thing.
You don't want to go to a restaurant as they're closing. I don't think that's usually a good plan. I'm just saying.
Hey man, the alcohol is still going to be the same alcohol, brother. You know what I'm saying? So they may be like a little loose with their pouring because they're nearing close, but you never.
That's
know.
what I was going to say. You want to go to the general rule of thumb is going to a restaurant when they're closing isn't your best first move. Going to a bar or a restaurant that has a bar when they're closing, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, because let's be honest, man. Never once did I say it was the food at Bahama Breeze that made us want to go.
We have someone in South Jersey food scene that Bahama Breeze is their favorite bar. Like, yeah, she'll get wings or something at the bar, but she could care less what their menu is, man. Or their tables or seats or booth. She goes to the bar, she posts up, and according to her words, drinks to failure.
That's what we did. We just go up to the bar. Yeah, maybe some wings. Maybe something like that. Like I had wings a couple times. I think one time I had a mahi tacos. But like ultimately it was the wings. Like wings were actually good. But it's not easy to make a great phenomenal wing, but it's not easy to make a good wing. I mean, it's not hard to make a good wing, I should say. You know what I'm saying? So
especially now, wings, maybe 25, 30 years ago, wings weren't as big as they were. Right. Now, I hate to say it, but forget culinary school. If it's your first week of training as just a line cook, just a guy, the first thing they're teaching you to do is trim up and get some wings fried. Because I'll tell you right now, when the kitchen gets slammed, I don't care who the kitchen is, when they get slammed, something like wings, the new guy is going to get. The person who just started is going to get the wings. In, fry, out, cool, whatever, second fry, depending on whatever you're doing. Because the cooks are doing, the $29.95, $34.95 plates.
All right. So then we have Magic and Colossus #1 Scotty Young variant.
This is a book. The funny thing is this cover would make me buy this book, even though I'm not like the hugest fan of these two characters, but
I have this one for $5. All right, then Amazing Spider-Man #1, 1-in-50 ratio, Gil Kane Hidden Gem variant.
JNCO. Now I'm thinking of Robbie doing covers with characters wearing JNCOs, and that's funny. That's funny. 1999 lives again.
Yeah, I did a sketch of 99J right there, man.
Nice.
That was last week, right there.
There it is, man. That's nice.
Got the chain wallet, got the earring.
I was going to say that's nice, man. There's
beautiful.
Yeah.
The last time I saw a character like that was when Tony Harris and James Robinson did Starman for DC.
Oh, that's a great book, man. Starman, too. So great. One of the greatest comics of the 90s, man.
This sounds like sacrilege, but that's the version of the Starman character I like the most.
Me too. Jack Knight, dude, he's awesome, man. He doesn't really want to do it. He's got like this love of nostalgia and old stuff, and he's a collector like we are, like
he really is. He's kind of like the vintage shop comic book wearing a bowling shirt behind the counter type dude. And the next thing you know, his brother, who is sort of supposed to be Starman. And that's the whole point of that series. I love that. People hate that that's how that series started, but I'm like, it has to start that way.
So the ASM #1, the Gil Kane Hidden Gem, I'll do that for $8 as well.
And I remember there was some multiverse story. I don't know which one it was, But you see a reality where that guy who gets killed in issue 1 becomes Starman. He doesn't get killed. He introduces himself to all these other multiverse heroes as, I'm David Knight. I'm Starman. I've been Starman for 10 years.
Dude, the fact that
you realize that
in that run, they do an issue called Times Past or whatever, where Jack talks to his brother. Oh,
yeah.
That's just, if anybody out there has never read Starman, you can get it in 2 paperback compendiums, the complete series, or maybe on their app or something, or in your back issue bins. Read Starman. Starman's
I think you can find Starman in back issue bins still. There's a comic book store here in Jersey, like down in Little Egg Harbor. And that I've had people that have picked out 2 books, which I think are like seminal reading from that. Starman wasn't a Vertigo book, but it had Vertigo energy. And it's Starman and my favorite Tony Harris thing, which I know makes Tony Harris fans roll their eyes. My personal favorite Tony Harris thing is a book called Ex Machina.
With Brian K. Vaughan, man.
Brian K. Vaughan. Everything about that book, I just absolutely love.
There's like a 6-issue series or something he did post Starman called Obergeist. Nazi doctor, like undead person or something. It's awesome. I love Tony Harris is amazing, dude. And he's a cool guy, man. I got to meet him a couple of times.
I've seen him on a couple like shows, like I watched on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and he just seems like a genuinely kind of like take it all in stride guy. You know,
he goes to Heroes Con often, so he's
Lefty, what's up, bud?
Really cool.
I'll be the first to admit, everyone knows I love Alex Kirby like I love cake. Alex Ross like I love cake, right? But Alex Ross, unfortunately, when you see him doing these interviews, he gets a little too sort of like he's talking on a level that you have trouble understanding, right? Because his skill level is there, right? You see guys, and Robbie has some of these guests on his show, and he picks out like, this is a relatable person. Like I've talked to Josh Williamson since the early 2010s on social media, and he worked for something called Monkey Brain Comics, which were just digital comics. And they were amazing. Even back then, the guy had, another job or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Working with Mike Henderson on something called Golden City. These were just, at the time, part-timers. Now these guys are like, names in the industry, right? But if you see them in interviews, they're super relatable. Like when I watch everything Alex Ross posts, I don't understand everything he's talking about. You can tell he has genuine love for someone like Jack Kirby when he talks about doing the Kirby-esque work that he's trying to do or whatever. But there are things where he makes references in art or whatever, and I'm like, dude, I love you. I buy you stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I understand you said Spider-Man. That was the only part of the conversation I understood. And everything else was this sort of weird, deep, well, my reference is this, and it's some obscure book or movie. I have no idea what he's talking about.
All right, so then we have DCKO Night Fight number 4, Yasmin Putri variant. I have this one for 8. Then we have DCKO Night Fight number 4, Dan Mora cover. And I have this one for 8.
Dude, Thomas Wayne is the better Batman. Stop with the Bruce Wayne stuff.
All right. Then we have Absolute Superman number 16, Rafa Sandoval and Ulysses Areola cover. And we have this one for 5. I have 2 of these. All right, now I've been told this is hot. Dork number 1, blank cover. And I have this one for 25.
Dork is hot. Immediate sellout at the distribution level. Second print announced. Really, really fun book. Really fun book. Very cute and charming.
All right. Then we have DC Dynamite KO Boss Battle number 1. Derek Robertson and Diego Rodriguez variant. The fight everyone's been asking for, Superman and Homelander.
They finally got me with one of these sort of crossovers. I realize this is different, but they finally got me with a DC Marvel crossover that I'm like, I don't care if the book is $20. I have to have it.
Well, this one doesn't hurt because it's got Homelander, Vampirella, Red Sonja, right? I'm sure that's right up your wheelhouse, man.
It is. They have one which I want to, because I kind of bagged on these a little bit, but DC and Marvel hit one for me. And it's Golden Age Superman and Spider-Man Noir. They could have told me, John, this book is $25. I'd be like, okay. That's fine.
All right. So Dynamite books coming out this week. I guess we should get to them, huh? All right. So here we go. Vampirella Winter Special. #1, cover A by Mike Ruth.
I like this a lot. I read this a little while ago. I like this a lot.
Shocker. All right. And then we have cover B by Joseph Michael Linsner. And then cover C by Selena. And then we have cover D, Cosplay.
It's Joni Process who did that, right?
I could not, but thank you, John.
I think.
All right. And then cover E, The Blind Bag.
Well, people have asked why we have Vampirella has gotten so big. We need multiple cosplayers on the cover. I had a conversation with Rachel Holland about an event she was doing, and she's like, "Oh, I could never meet all that stuff by myself." Right. She's like, "It would be more than a full-time job." She goes, "I just be at the photo studio all the
Hey,
time."
Jeff, how are you? Thanks for joining us. All right. So then we got Vampirella Winter Special #1, cover F, the 1:10 ratio Cosplay Virgin. And then cover G, the 1:10 ratio Selena Virgin. And then cover H, the 1:15 ratio Linsner Virgin.
We just had what final cutoff for Thundar #2?
Yes,
I think so.
Okay.
All right, and cover I, the 1:15 ratio Mike Ruth Virgin.
Which cosplayer? The one who's on the Vampirella book, Eddie? I'm pretty sure that's Joni Brosas, but I might be wrong. I see a lot of cosplay covers here. It's hard to keep them all straight, but
all right, and then cover J, the 1:7 ratio Linsner Red Line variant.
why is there never any green line variant? I asked Nick, why don't you? I said that to Nick. I'm like, why don't you ask John Michael Lindsay? I'm not asking him that. What's wrong?
All right, Preston is claiming in 1G. Gotcha, Preston.
Vampirella and Red Sonja, these should be red line books. I mean, they really are. I mean, forget my personal sort of whatever about green, but these things should be in red.
All right.
Although I would love to see a Peter Cannon one that was red and blue, because Thunderbolt wears red and blue. That would be super cool.
You're talking to the wrong
I'm
person.
good. No, I hear the publisher in the other room. Are we going to a break again?
Not quite yet. All right. Dynamite Blood Red #5, cover A by E.J. Sue.
I love this book.
Hey, Kate Green Bear. What's happening, man? Cover B by Alessio Fortunato.
This is almost like if Dynamite Blood Red had like whatchamacallit, tarot cards. This is very cool.
Cover C by Emanuele Ercolani. Then we have cover D by Will Robson. And then cover E, the 1:10 ratio, Will Robson Virgin.
Nice.
And then cover F, the 1:10 ratio, Emanuele Ercolani Virgin.
Preston, I actually spoke to the writer of
Shocker.
The Vamp, and I don't know if anything is currently on the schedule, but I will say you will see Vampirella with Pulp Heroes again.
All right. Then we have cover G.
And people are like, oh, John, you don't know that. Yeah, I do, because for years I spent pestering the publisher about Evil Ernie. And if you've been following Dynamite News, you know Dynamite and Coffin are doing Evil Ernie.
All right, cover G, the 1:15 ratio, Alessio Fortunato.
So you're welcome, everyone.
Virgin. And we have this one for 15. And then cover H, the 1:15 ratio, EJ Sue Virgin. So these will be out Wednesday of this week. All right. So next up,
this is a book that really benefits. The cover really benefits you from being Virgin. You know, sometimes like the trade drafts, it's not a big deal or whatever.
Right.
This is a book that really, like the Virgin, it benefits. I like this a lot. The moon in the back or whatever is very cool.
All right. So also,
Evil Ernie is awesome, and that's why the poor pestered publisher of Dynamite Comics always has to hear about Evil Ernie from me. Evil Ernie's just a great character.
All right.
How many years did it take for Evil Ernie? A few. Evil Ernie appeared in an early version of Dynamite, just very briefly. But you're going to get like full-fledged Evil Ernie reprinted from Coffin Comics, and then I guess after the reprint collection will follow up with new stuff.
All right. So then we have Space Ghost number 8 coming out on Wednesday. Cover A by Francesco Mattina. Cover B by Jay Lee.
Oh, man, that's good. That's really good stuff. This almost is a little bit like his Century cover, right? I'm wondering if that's intentional or, you know what I mean? That's sort of...
All right. Cover C by Michael Cho. Cover D by Bjorn Berens. Cover F, the 1:10 ratio, Bjorn Berens Virgin. Cover G, the 1:10 ratio, Michael Cho Virgin. Cover H, the 1:15 Jay Lee Virgin. Cover I, the 1:15 ratio, Francesco Mattina Virgin. All right. So then also coming out Wednesday, Thundercats, Valentine's Day special. Number 1, cover A by Nicoletta Baltari.
I never thought you would be uttering words like that.
What?
Before we started doing Thundercats, I never thought there would be a Thundercats Valentine's Day special.
And here we are. You sure?
It
wasn't you that caused it?
I was one of many voices hoping to see.
Hello.
There he is.
I was just telling everyone they were welcome for my endless pestering you about Evil Ernie and how now there will be Evil Ernie and Coffin Comics.
Evil Ernie was drawn to be Brian Pulido, the creator. I've heard that. Everybody, on Friday, we get 100 people in the room and 100 likes. First of all, we're going to have original art as low as $13 and $14 for Friday the 13th, and for Valentine's Day.
Friday, I guess it is. Yeah.
My comment was I never thought we'd see a day there would be a Thundercats Valentine's special.
Second, if we get 100 people in the room and 100 likes, I'm giving away up to about $1,400 worth of art.
Whoa.
So get us 100 people in the room and 100 likes, everybody.
Well, I'm reading about $14. I'm reading about $14 worth of comic books, so you would bet.
All right. So then, Thundercats Valentine's Day special number 1, cover B by Sebastian Perez.
And if you have not yet, please hit that thumbs up.
All right. Then cover C by Zulema Scotto Lavina.
These have Powerpuff Girl energy, and I love that. Thunderpuffs. Oh my God. I have to speak to a writer right now. Look at Robbie's face. Thunderpuffs. Where's the publisher?
Well, we did do a Thundercats Powerpuff Girls crossover already.
Yep.
Cover D, animation art variant.
These I like. I am a sucker for any of like the animation stuff. Where
Preston, it did not. Dynamite H. Okay, hold on a minute, buddy. Good thing it said something.
I think that was the Was that the Virgin? I think that was the Virgin book.
The EJ Sue one. Preston, I got you, bud.
You think triple B means for see this what looks like a text? Is there 2 loads because there's one in the dryer and there's one at your mom's? I guarantee you that is not meant for us.
See you, Corey. All right, so cover E, the blind bag variant.
Oh, neat.
What just happened there? Cover F, the Balderi Virgin.
Oh, you know what might even be better?
What?
Power Hawks. Powerpuff Girls in Silverhawk armor. Oh, man. I better write this down.
Cover G, the 1:10 ratio animation art Virgin. Cover H, the 1:15 ratio Perez black and white.
Silver Puffs. I like that. Silver Puffs is good.
Cover I, the 1:15 ratio Zulema Scotto Lavina Virgin.
Probably the best thing about the Silverhawks books is that it's introducing people to the characters that like they heard about it, but they didn't know about it. Like even my friends, because they were looking through some of my copies of my stuff, and they're like, I never really got into like Silverhawks like I did Thundercats or whatever. Yeah. And now they want to go back and they want to watch Silverhawks. And I'm like, Silverhawks was cool. Silverhawks was really cool.
All right. Then cover J, the 1:20 ratio Perez Virgin.
The next thing I want to see is Black Star.
All right. Then also coming out almost 2 minutes to break. So we'll hold on to that thought. And we'll talk about something for two minutes. So how long you were there at the shore for how long?
I was there. We went Friday. We went real early because I knew it was going to be, once we decided, my wife was like, oh, I have community stuff to do and I'm going to be in and out or whatever. I said, look, I'm out. Me and my buddies, we got together and we decided we were going to just sort of do like a whiskey tasting. Everybody brought a whiskey.
Right.
And at that point, I'm not driving back.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
And we really do. We had a great weekend. We binge watched Firefly, the TV series, which we've seen before, but we hadn't watched it in a while. And then I turned on a couple friends who knew what Babylon 5 was, but had never actually sat down and watched it. So we watched like the first 6 episodes of Babylon 5. And the best part of this was, the truth is, after classic Star Trek, my favorite science fiction series is Babylon 5. I just think
Dwayne's a pain. What's up?
And the best comment was from a buddy of mine who's a monstrous Spider-Man fan. We watched the first episode of Babylon 5 and the credits roll. And he sees J. Michael Straczynski. And he says, the guy who writes Spider-Man? I said, yeah, this is before that. I said, work like this is how we got to write Spider-Man.
Right.
And Hulk. I said, long before you got all this stuff. I said, he did some Twilight Zone stuff. He did a little kind of weird stuff here and there. But Babylon 5 made people say, man, this guy is good at telling stories. And of course, that led to, and it's almost funny. Babylon 5, with every new thing Joe Straczynski does, Babylon 5 recedes further into the background. Because everybody loves Spider-Man run, right? And everybody loves the Hulk run. Everybody loves all this other stuff. And it gets way more spotlight. He actually talked about that himself in a conversation when they did a Babylon 5 animated movie for Amazon or whatever it was, or HBO Max. And he talked about how he really feels more people know him as like a comic book writer than, and there are people who he wrote series of Babylon 5 novels for the old science fiction book club People under 35, don't worry about it. It'd take too long to explain. But all that stuff is sort of forgotten because, you know, the stuff he did subsequently was just so well received, right, and, you know, republished and republished and republished. The truth is, you can get Babylon 5 on the whole series, not just one season. If you catch it at the right time, like I got one on Apple TV for like $24.95. It's like 5 seasons of the show.
All right. So we got to take our final break. So we're going to do that. We'll be right back, and we'll do the rest of the Dynamite books coming out Wednesday, and maybe a recap of the non-Dynamite books. All right, if there's enough time. All right, so hang out. We'll be right back.
We'll be back in a bit.
So, the show is called The Geek Chat. And really, there's just a couple of geeks.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dez.
And we are your hosts for this weekly guide into comic bookery and all the geeky stuff that goes with it.
And that pretty much says it all. They talk about the latest movies and shows.
Okay, I'll be completely honest with you. Overall, D+ movie.
So the end. Did you know who that is?
That's She-Ra, yeah.
Yes.
The new #1 comics of the week.
We rep Samuel Jackson and we rep Mace Windu.
I passed on this. I was like...
No regrets.
No regrets. I really wanted to like this book. I really did. Like, I really did.
And just chat with each other. And with you.
Oh, Daniel says, I dosed off with the first one. I have zero interest in the Joker Harley ship, not Harley herself. Enjoy, not for me. Yeah, this movie's gonna be rough for me to sit through, I'll be honest.
The Geek Chat, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just a couple of honest geeks.
Let's be honest. Come on.
And that is why people watch us, because we're honest.
Giving their honest opinions.
And the thing you always have to remember about the internet is everyone has an opinion, and they all suck.
Part of the experience.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com. Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
All right, we're back. All right, here we go. So, also out on Wednesday, DuckTales Valentine's Day Special, #1, cover A by Nicoletta Balderi. Then we have cover B by Ciro Cangelosi. Then cover C by Stefano Porsu. Then cover D by Libero Ermetti. Cover E is a 1:10 ratio by Libero Ermetti, the Virgin. And then cover F, the 1:15 ratio, Stefano Porsu, Virgin. And then cover G, the 1:20 ratio, Ciro Cangelosi, Virgin. Then cover H, the Nicoletta Balderi, Virgin. So also out on Wednesday, Hercules Volume 1, the Monster Hunter trade paperback. And we have this one for $14.99. Then also out on Wednesday, Gargoyles Darkwing Duck number 2. Cover A by Tad Stones. Cover B by Ivan Bigarella. Then we have cover C by Clayton Henry. And then cover D by Ciro Cangelosi.
Big week for Dynamite.
No kidding, right? And then cover E, the 110 ratio Cangelosi black and white.
Oh, look, the one I picked.
We have that one for 10. Then cover F, the 115 ratio Clayton Henry version. And then cover G, the 115 ratio Cangelosi version.
I remember when we announced the very first Gargoyles book, and people were like, and Nick was like, gee, I hope everyone likes as much as we do. And now it's just this sort of endless, we're rolling with the Fantastic Four, we're rolling with Darkwing Duck.
All right, cover H, the 120 ratio Bigarella version. Then cover I, the 120 ratio Cangelosi black and white version. And then cover J, the 125 ratio Tad Stones version.
What I really like is Gargoyles Justice League Dark.
And then cover K, the 1/7 ratio Tad Stones black and white. And then finally cover L, the 110 ratio Ivan Bigarella sepia. All right. So let's do a recap of the non-Dynamite books. All right, the giveaway. Again, the giveaway is Incredible Hulk number 611, signed by Greg Pak. Hashtag is hashtag EXP Monday, all lowercase. Then, as always, Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher, and as always, we have for $5. Then we have DF Mystery Box, 2 CGC 9.8s, or 2 metal covers, or 1 of each, up to you. 1 virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guaranteed. Normally $85, I have for $79. Then Detective Comics number 1027 with Batman cover sketch by Ian Wallace. All sketch covers tonight are $50. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $50. Silverhawks number 1 cover sketch by Jessica Court. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $50. Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman number 1 with Wonder Woman cover sketch gallery by Tracy Medina. MSRP of $149.99. It is a wraparound unknown, the Hulk. And we have this one for $50. Null, number 1 with Red Skull, Captain America cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $50. Toxic Avenger number 1 with Toxic Avenger cover sketch by Will Torres and Jaconda Hernandez. MSRP of $149.99, and we have this one for $50. Then Terminator Metal number 1 premium metal cover by Ivan Tao. Have this for $100. Terminator Metal number 2 metal cover by Paolo Antiga. Have this for $100. Then issue number 3 by Paolo Antiga. Also have this for $100. If you get all 3, a set of 3, I'll do it for $225. Brandon Sanderson, White Sand graphic novel hardcover, the deluxe edition with slipcover. $200 retail. I've got it for $175. Vampirella 50th Anniversary Deluxe Ultra Premium 2019 box topper. Card set of 2. It comes sealed. It was at 35. I made this 25. Amazing Spider-Man number 55 Michael Cho variant. It was 10. I have it at 8.
Oh, Michael Cho, man.
Thundar the Barbarian number 1 set, Trade Dress and Virgin covers. Limited edition of 250 sets. I have that one at 35. Iron Man number 1, Scotty Young variant. Have that at 5. Magic and Colossus number 1, 125 ratio, Jacopo Camagni.
We should really look that up during the break.
I have that one for 15.
Apologize to the creator.
Magic and Colossus number 1, Scotty Young variant. Have that one for 5. Amazing Spider-Man number 1, 1 in 50 ratio, Gil Kane Hidden Gem variant. Had it at 10, made that 8. DC KO Night Fight number 4, Yasmin Putri variant. Have that at 8. DC KO Night Fight number 4, Dan Mora cover. Have that at 8.
I like this cover a lot.
Absolute Superman number 16, Rafa Sandoval and Ulysses Areola. Have that at 5. Dork number 1, blank. Have that at 25. DC Dynamite KO Boss Battle number 1, Derek Robertson and Diego Rodriguez variant. Have this one at 10. Okay, and that is the recap. I might as well do a full recap. So, all right, so Vampirella Winter Special number 1, cover A by Mike Ruth, cover B by Joseph Michael Linsner, cover C by Selena, cover D by Cosplay, cover E, The Blind Bag, cover F, the 110 ratio Cosplay Virgin, cover G, the 110 ratio Selena Virgin, cover H, the 1:15 ratio Linsner Virgin, cover I, the 1:15 ratio Mike Ruth Virgin, cover J, the 1:7 ratio Linsner Red Line variant, then Dynamite Blood Red number 5, cover A by EJ Sue, cover B by Alessio Fortunato, cover C by Emmanuel Ercolani, cover D, the Will Robson variant, cover E, the 1:10 ratio Will Robson Virgin, cover F, the 1:10 ratio Emmanuel Ercolani Virgin, cover G, the 1:15 ratio Alessio Fortunato Virgin, then cover H, the 1:15 ratio EJ Sue Virgin, then Space Ghost number 8, cover A by Francesco Mattina, cover B by Jay Lee, cover C by Michael Cho, cover D by Bjorn Behrens, cover F, the 1:10 ratio Bjorn Behrens Virgin, cover G, the 1:10 ratio Michael Cho Virgin, cover H, the 1:15 ratio Jay Lee variant Virgin, cover I, the 1:15 ratio Mattina Virgin, Thundercats, a Valentine's Day Special number 1, cover A by Nicoletta Balderi, cover B by Sebastian Perez, cover C by Zulema Scotto Lavina, cover D, the animation art variant, cover E, the blind bag variant, cover F, the Balderi Virgin, Cover G, the 110 ratio animation art version. Cover H, the 115 ratio Perez black and white.
Hold on just a second, Rex.
Go C and D, please.
C and D. All right, you got it, Becky. Gotta go back. So space goes. Okay. So Becky wants C and D. Gotcha, Becky. All right, so where I leave off. So Thundercats on Valentine's Day, #1, cover I by Lavina. It's a Virgin. 120 ratio cover J.
We got a claim on the dork blank from Lorena. Good claim.
Gotcha.
Great pickup.
Gotcha, Lorena. Here. I just got to find it. Touchdown, Lorena. You're good. So then,
I was also surprised that Dork was still here. Okay, I didn't see it. We didn't get to it again, and I thought, oh, it's gone.
All right, DuckTales Valentine's Day special, #1, cover A by Nicoletta Berry. Cover B by Ciro Cangelosi. Cover C by Stefano Corsu. Cover D by Libero Armetti. Cover E, the 110 ratio Armetti Virgin. Cover F, the 115 ratio Corsu Virgin. Cover G, the 120 ratio Cangelosi Virgin. Cover H, the 125 ratio Balderi Virgin. And Hercules Volume 1, Monster Hunter trade paperback. Have that for $14.99. Also available on Wednesday. Coming out on Wednesday. Then Darkwing Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck #2, cover A by Tad Stone. Cover B by Yvonne Bigarella. Cover C by Clayton Henry. Cover D by Ciro Cangelosi. Cover E, the 110 ratio Cangelosi black and white. Cover F, the 115 ratio Clayton Henry Virgin. Cover G, the 115 Ciro Cangelosi Virgin. Cover H, the 120 ratio Bigarella. Cover I, the 120 ratio Cangelosi black and white Virgin. Cover J, the 125 Cat Stones Virgin. And cover K, the 1/7 ratio Steve. Cover K, the 1/7 Cat Stones black and white. And then finally cover L, the 110 ratio Bigarella Seppi. And those are the books coming out on Wednesday.
No, I think it's a big week.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's a big week. It's a little
few books coming out. So Robbie is doing Gattaca tonight.
Yes.
At 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, continuing Sci-Fi Fest. That's right. It's our second week. Last week we did Day the Earth Stood Still. On Friday on my boy Fable's channel, One Collection Down, we did Starship Troopers. Tonight, Gattaca. Very excited.
If you didn't watch the Day the Earth Stood Still show, go back and watch it.
Oh, it's such a great movie too, man. And you know, we got a really great lineup for PCP, especially for Sci-Fi Fest. Next week is Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and then the week after that's 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then we're going right into March Madness, y'all. So it's really heating up over at PCP.
Starship Troopers, I've watched a lot. It's on my one of my free channels.
Yeah, it's a fun one, man. That was a fun revisit. You know, speaking of movies, John, I haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. Have you been to the theater lately? Have you been watching anything? Me personally, I just watched that new Luc Besson Dracula film this week, and I hated it. But last week I saw, I saw the new Sam Raimi last week, Send Help, and loved it. I don't know. Have you seen those two yet?
I have. I was waiting to see where you talk about, because this is like a little bit of a dry spell for movies for me. Not That's just how the industry goes. They put stuff out that I'm going to go see once or twice. They will put stuff out I'm going to see not at all, and then they'll put out something that I'm going to watch. Like, even if it's mediocre, I will see The Mandalorian and Grogu every day for a week because that's just what I did. Dracula, and I almost feel like, with the movie industry, I want it to be strong. Dracula was just not what I wanted to see. There are different portrayals of Dracula. I don't know if they were trying to grab, like, the Gary Oldman energy in the portrayal. I don't want to be harsh, but
they were doing that a little bit, but wasn't it oddly humorous too? Like,
the humor was awkward. It almost reminded me, like, is this your first day with, like, a sense of humor? Because that's not how it works. It's what I call laughing at a funeral, like, energy. Like, no, don't do that here. Go see it and make your own decision, or maybe wait till it's on.
I've not even seen the trailer.
Whatever. It's not
good.
It's the opposite of Wonder Man. In that Wonder Man didn't get a lot of hype, and when you watch it, Wonder Man's
wait a minute. I think he was on the Today Show.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz is probably the biggest actor in it. He plays the Van Helsing type character.
Yeah,
right.
The guy who plays Dracula is the guy who played Banshee in X-Men First Class. I don't know his name.
It's just, for me, it's a miss. I mean, I've seen a fair amount of horror. I don't consider myself a horror expert, but I'm like a 50-year horror fan, so I feel like I've seen a good. Dracula is one of the things that they've done maybe 16, 17, 18, 20 times. Different variants of it, different ideas of it, or whatever. Some are more successful than others. I don't want to be the old guy comparing everything to Bela Lugosi, because there are other really good versions of Dracula. I just don't think this was one of them. Maybe they didn't.
Definitely not.
In the editing, it just not.
And dude, what's up with his little gargoyles? Oh my goodness, it's so stupid.
I almost felt at one point like, is this supposed to be like, am I supposed to be laughing here? Is it like Dracula dead and loving it? Like, I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this was what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did you watch?
Yeah, I mean, Gary Oldman made a great job.
Yeah,
Gary Oldman makes a great everything. Let's be clear.
I love
Gary Oldman, Christopher Lee. Frank Langella did a great job as Dracula. Honestly,
that's true.
Nobody sleep on, I can't remember his name, but the cat is Duncan something, I think. The cat that played Dracula in the Monster Squad. That's one of the best on-screen Draculas we've got.
Oh, you know what? I'm trying to remember his name now, but you're right. That does get slept on. You're 100% right. You get Dracula takes where it's everything from something like Gary Oldman to something like Jack Palance when he did the Dan Curtis, and it's really sort of, I guess because Jack Palance did a good job as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, they thought, hey, let's go with Dracula.
Whenever I watch that Jack Palance Dracula movie, I expect him to go up to Renfield and just be like, you
are my number one. I know it. It didn't work. It did not. I will tell anyone, if you like Jekyll and Hyde, watch the Jack Palance version of Jekyll and Hyde, because that's kind of like it's dated, but it's a very cool version of Jekyll and Hyde. It's also kind of a cool version of that type of storytelling where it's almost like live to tape. It's hard to explain what they're going for there. But it's other the Dracula version for that's one maybe you can skip or put on in the middle of the night when you come home from the bar and you're just like, all right, let's take a look at this thing. I don't know if I would deliberately or intentionally tell someone, hey, go see that. You know what I mean?
So, hey, Jay, what do we have on after this?
So at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, there's going to be a producer show. Kyle's just going to be processing books, hanging out. If he sees something cool, he'll flash it up if people want to buy it. Then at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, We got Best Coast Comics, and they are talking. Where did it go? They are talking about Evil Ernie returns with Dynamite co-publishing.
All right, cool.
There's a couple other things. So I would like to just throw this out there real quick. Triple B was in the chat. Go check out his stuff on YouTube. CJ is in the chat. Go check out his stuff on Instagram. It's not just comic art. He has some like really cool pieces. He's got one called like Disappearing America or something. And every time he pops something up there, that's great. I mean, of course, go follow Robbie. Find Robbie's stuff pretty much everywhere.
Bootlegger, what's up?
But we've got a lot of people in the chat that are doing very cool stuff. Sometimes the chat has people like Lorena, like oh, we're doing art and stuff like that. We've got people. I don't think we have the typical Vanishing America. Thank you, CJ. I don't think we have the typical chat audience. We're fortunate enough to catch a lot of very cool, very creative people.
That's for sure.
Now, granted, you make the argument that coming from me, it doesn't mean much because I'm not a super creative person, but I really appreciate, kind of like what they're doing. This chat is like a great touchstone to find that stuff.
All right, so we're going to do the giveaway. If you haven't already, hashtag is EXP Monday, all lowercase. Put it once in chat because we're going to spin that wheel.
Jay, some of those ideas are even good.
All right, Jay, you ready?
Good luck, everybody.
All right, here we go.
That's a nice giveaway tonight, too. Someone's gonna luck out here.
And the winner is Phil.
Phil, congratulations, man.
And I think he just put it up like a minute ago. All right, you got
Thank
it,
you,
Phil.
CJ. I do okay in the kitchen. I do all right.
You think? All right, so I will be back Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget, Nick is original art Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Some great deals if we can get up to 100 people in the room.
Somebody said picking horror pages. I might have to come and volunteer to co-host if he's going to have horror pages.
There you go. All right, so
I'll just say Nick's personal.
Sorry, bootlegger. The show starts at 6 p.m. Eastern and is over at 8, my friend.
That's creepy. I'll leave it at that.
But I will be back on Wednesday at 7 Eastern. All right. Sorry, yeah, you caught us at the tail end, my friend. But we're on every Monday. Me, Robbie,
You can
and
rewatch
someone
the
John.
show. It's a blast. Robbie's delightful.
Yeah. All right. So as always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, John.
Always good to be in.
All right. And I will see you guys Wednesday. Peace.
Have a good night, everybody.